Yo, what's up, man? It's Coco God Boss, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm making this video because I want to respond in a roundabout sort of way. I'm not really responding, but I'm more or less making an announcement. And this goes out to, black people, all right? Now, I don't have no problem with white people per se, but hey, this is, on YouTube, right? So, like, on YouTube, man, any channel or any video with a black person's face on it is going to render some type of, stupid, comment that most of the time, comes from white people. You know what I'm saying? And, my man GS made this video. He made this video a while back, but, his video series is called, do you like black people or do you like black men? You know what I'm saying? So, on this, particular comment page, you got all kinds of white people talking about, I got all these white people talking about, Japanese people don't like black people, they think you're monkeys, and, other shit like, well, if you knew about Japanese culture, you'd know this and that, blah, blah, blah. Man, and, you check out these people's page, alright, well, I figure like, oh, okay, well, damn, this motherfucker knows a lot about Japan, you know what I'm saying? He knows a lot about Japan, so, let's go check out his channel. Maybe he has something informative to say, you know what I mean? And you go to their page, ain't shit, man. You have nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm saying to them, like, if you know so much about Japanese culture and you so smart and everything, then why don't you share, some knowledge with people? Which is what my man GS is doing, right? You know what I mean? To a certain degree, I feel that I'm doing that too, but, I'm going to have more fun with my channel and, I'm just going to, do things my way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let people tell me what I'm doing on my page, you know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no hate speech against white people, not like that, because, like, if you a cool white person, then you cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but why is it that, when white people go someplace, like, if they go overseas, motherfucking white people go for, like, 1 week to Japan or some shit, just 1 week, and then when they come back, say to their country, man, they write, like, a 400, 500-page book, like, Japan, inside and out, everything you need to know about Japan and shit. And you fucking white boys, you get like some fucking Japanese pussy, for the first time in your life. Then, your ass go all, Shogun, whatever, Richard Chamberlain on everybody and shit. The Japanese do things a certain way. The Japanese do it this way. And I understand it totally and fully. I know everything. You foreigners, you don't know what they're doing, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Just like, give it a break, man, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? There's a particular program which, encourages this type of behavior. I ain't gonna mention the name on this particular video commentary, you know what I'm saying? But, basically, man, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers, man, in this program, are like mostly dweebs. You know what I'm saying? And like the bitches that y'all get pussy from, like, fucking old ass, bitches that's like been ran through by the countless other individuals who came through that program before you. You know what I'm saying? And like, they probably, did a homestay, in another country like Australia or Canada or some shit, got gang banged. You know what I'm saying? Then they came back to Japan, all, pretty much the same as you, thinking they know everything about foreign people, and then, have perhaps some disparaging remarks about, black people or whatever, right? You motherfuckers, man, don't really, impress nobody. And like I said, man, and if you did have anything positive to share with anybody other than some, stupid comments and stuff like that, which are, intended to perhaps, you know, like influence other people to see things your way, you know what I'm saying? Or like to influence other people to think as you do. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really work, man. That don't wash. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Alright, like I said, make your videos and then show me the video of a Japanese person saying that they think black people are monkeys. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Japanese friend that don't like black people, you know what I'm saying? Yo, make a video with that. I want to see it. I want to know, you know what I mean? Instead of you coming on all the brothers page and then talking about, oh, Japanese people don't like blacks. They don't like blacks. And you fake ass Asians too, you know what I'm saying? You know, just because you can't get no blonde haired bitch, you know what I'm saying? And like you see all the brothers, you know what I'm saying, scooping up all the fly Asian honeys, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be jealous and shit and come back and get mad because your best white friend only befriended you because he wanted to fuck your Asian sister. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at us, man. You know what I mean? You get mad at us, then you start cutting eyes, making faces, then we slap the fucking burning piss out of you, then you start crying, going back, then, you know, start studying, you know, kung fu and shit like that, and, you know, whatever, grappling and shit like that. Come back, challenge a black dude again, he still slapped the dog piss out of your ass, and then you still mad. You're just running around mad, bitter, and angry. So then, you know, you have no other alternative left except to, you know, just, you know, come on the internet and then, you know, talk bullshit and make black people in United States think that, or any other place in the world think that, oh, Japanese people don't like blacks and shit like that. So like I said, man, you know what I mean, make that video, make it so that people can see it. Now if you do it and they do it, if you actually, you know, go out on the street and interview everybody at random and say like, oh yeah, you know, oh, we hate black people and we think that they're monkeys and we don't like their music, we don't like nothing about these motherfuckers, I wish they'd go back to Africa and all this other kind of shit, then okay, alright, man, you know, I might shut up, but then again, you know what I mean, that really don't, you know, mean too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying just, you know, back up your statements and shit like that. Now, my man GS350JP, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you might not like his videos, but then again, man, y'all don't have to watch the shit. And, you know, everybody keeps saying this, but, like, you know, I applaud his efforts in a way because, you know, I can, you know, recall a time that there were people, even where I come from, and every, you know, black person that I meet, when I go back to the United States or when I come over here and meet black people over here, they always ask me pretty much the same thing, you know, how did the Japanese people feel about us? You know what I mean? You know, that's not a concern white people need to worry about, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like an A and B conversation. White people just happen to be C. You know what I mean? Why do you feel like you have a stake in this argument, you know? And so, you know, I think by and large, that is the reason why, you know, he's making such videos. And, you know, at the same time, I made the videos to do that as well because, you know, I wanted to show, you know, black people, you know, where I come from and, you know, what it's like out here, man, you know, and, you know, also, you know, members of my family curious about, you know, what life is like over here. That's what I want to make the videos about, man, you know what I mean? But, you know, again, you know, like I said, man, you know, like, you know, white people just, you know, happen to hate, man, you know, black people, you know, who do things internationally. White people, you know, not everybody, obviously, right, but like a lot of white people just tend to believe that, you know, like, fuck it, it's their duty to be the guardian angels of some damn, you know, Asian people, like, you know, like the Asian people are they children or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get up off that shit, man, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, there's some black people out here, man, that, you know, think that Asian people are your enemy. Now, I ain't gonna argue about that because that's a different topic, not what we talking about right now. But, you know, still, I tend to subscribe to this particular ancient philosophy which probably originate back in China. You know what I'm saying? Brother, let's do this right. First we drink tea, then we fight. You know what I'm saying? Which means like, yo, since we gonna fight, and we gonna fight each other to the death maybe, you know what I'm saying? I respect you enough as an opponent, you know, and maybe even an enemy, you know, but as an opponent, that I want to sit down with you as a human being, as a brother, as a person who has a father and a mother. You know, I want to sit down with you and just say, look, this is my name. My name is blah, blah, blah. What's your name? You know, yeah, just have a drink of tea. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I respect you, I honor you, you know, you about to die or whatever, you know, and then we fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about, you know, Asian people. You know what I'm saying? If they are indeed my enemy, okay. I just couldn't take a white person's, I couldn't take a white person's advice. Put it like that, you know. You know. And I encourage other people to do the same thing. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all feel like that's hate speech, that's too bad, because, you know, I don't feel that it's hate speech. I feel that it's the damn truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I never took, you know, white people's, you know, information to heart. Because if I did, I probably would never have come to Japan. Because, you know, white people would tell you some shit like, oh, Japanese people don't like you. And, you know, like I said, they don't even know half the shit they talking about, you know, when they come over here to Japan. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, I met this motherfucker, man, one time, this white boy. And then, you know, he's like, you know, oh, I love Japan. Shit, I'm getting pussy. The motherfucker was so damn, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was so spastic. He's like emo, the motherfucker, I'm getting pussy. And shit. And we was up at the bar, we laughing, man. We was like, motherfucker, you ain't get no pussy back home and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they get when they come over here, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? And like, you know, white people, you know, like, you know, white nerd chicks that never, you know, white chicks, you know what I'm saying, like, never got no appreciation because they was nerds. You know what I'm saying, back where they came from, then they come over here, and Japanese people treat them like goddesses, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Give them a rice cookie, a senbei, some tea and shit like that. Oh, the white people, oh, the Japanese are so polite. They're so this, they're so that. Okay, all right, cool, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, them motherfuckers be from Iowa and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, if I believed that all the shit that white people ever told me about anything up in the world, man, I probably would have stayed back home in the ghetto and shit like that, and, you know, got fucked up like everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, I'm gonna, you know, in this, you know, particular rant by saying that, you know, I'm gonna end this rant. You know what I'm saying? By saying, man, yo, GS, man, you know what I'm saying? You my hero, man. You my hero. And, you know, I think I speak for a lot of brothers out there as well. You know what I'm saying? You did a lot to show the world, the viewing audience, what, you know, life is like over here in Japan. You know what I'm saying? As a black American. And so, you know, I'm going to keep doing what I do. And largely that's because I was influenced by you. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, take care, stay up. And like I said, this is for all the black people out there, not the fake black people, not the white people who pretend to be black and, you know, take the you know, keyboard and be like, as a black male, I feel that this is ridiculous and I'm offended. This is preposterous. I ain't talking about y'all motherfuckers. I'm talking about them other guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the real cats, you know what I'm saying? You know, the cats, y'all know who y'all are, man, you know what I'm saying? No need for me to, like, really say your name because, you know what I mean? Y'all know who you are, so, you know, these, you videos hope to, shed some light on what life is like. Of course, what I'm saying, there's a lot of things that can't be documented, and, unfortunately, no, there's a real side of things, what I'm saying. Perhaps that's going to be a new project in the future that I'm going to, seek to make a part of my endeavors, you know what I mean? Showing you a realer side to it, but I'm going to keep that on private because, a lot of people, have like, serious issues, man, that go beyond a person's lack or so-called lack of understanding of Japanese culture. Japanese culture is so deep, man, that it cannot be summarized in a brief video or something like that. And so, every little bit helps, every little bit counts. But, like I said, all you fools, yeah, and I mean fools, talking about so much about Japanese culture, but you don't upload no videos, man, fuck you, to hell with you. You part of what Alex Kerr describes in his book as fucking chrysanthemum crew, you think you know everything about Japan, but you don't really know shit, and, basically, that's it, man, So this is, your man, Coco God Boss, man, and I'm still keep it real in the year of the dragon, man, you know what I mean? I'm out, man. Peace.